let's cut the humble shit, okay? Like, I feel like you have to know that when he says something like that if there was a DMI Mount Rushmore, you don't feel like you acknowledge yourself on that, like as much as you hear people talk, because people absolutely talk.
For sure.
EmceeTV.
What's good, yo? It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve, and today on EmceeTV The Podcast, we got Ray West and an extra special guest this week.
Tripp Shelton, Dope Gang, Scar Mafia. Y'all should know me by now.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, for
Respect,
sure.
bro.
Long overdue.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, so we'll just jump right into it.
Man, let me start this motherfucker by saying, shit, man, we got Tripp Shelton up in this motherfucker. That's a big thing, dog.
That's an accolade right there.
It ain't that big of a thing.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Just a guy.
Don't let this guy kill you with humbleness. I mean, hey, he is just a guy, but hey, you one of them hip hop goats, dog.
I appreciate that, man.
You one of them guys, man.
You know, I was gonna say if we had a Mount Rushmore, I think you're on Des Moines' Mount Rushmore, bro.
Man, if that's true, that's seriously like that's all I want. You know what I mean?
I feel like, all right, let's cut the humble shit, okay? Like, I feel like you have to know that when he says something like that if there was a DMI Mount Rushmore, you don't feel like you acknowledge yourself on that, like as much as you hear people talk, because people absolutely talk.
For sure.
Being completely objective, yeah, I do feel like I belong there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hell
Is
yeah.
that because what you believe, or is that what you hear as well? Because people talk.
My body of work kind of stands up, you know what I'm saying? I did this for a long time for this city.
Absolutely.
I kind of played a role in, kind of stepping us forward, you know what I mean? Because, nobody was getting a vibe mention before me. Like, nobody was in scratch before me.
And run that back. In vibe, in scratch. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That's back when magazines was popping.
Them
you understand?
stripes.
Yep. I mean, we did it. It's a way better hip-hop scene than the one I walked into, and I definitely think I helped it, you know what I mean? And skill-wise, I do put myself up there in the top tier. Like, I don't like to split hairs between,
Yes.
like elites are elites. I don't think you need to separate 1 from 2 and 2 from 3. Like,
No doubt.
far as the top tier, yeah, I'm in the top tier.
I just want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's a motherfucker like me. You know what I'm saying? We all humble. You know what I'm saying? I'm humble, but when shit's real, you know what I'm saying? Real is real, and that's not being cocky, because at the end of the day, real is real. We all
Facts.
got ears. We all got eyes. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we can tell what you do with a pen. You know
No
what I
doubt.
mean? And yeah, and not only that, you surround yourself with dope artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that you work with aren't whack either. You know what I mean?
We make ourselves better by doing that. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean? Like, I always kind of said, when we had a time period there where, cats were popping up and it'd be little riffs, not beef, but just like little, rappers not getting along with rappers. And I always said, like, all the guns are on my side of the fence. You know what I mean? Like, everybody I felt was dangerous is on my side, because none of us are scared of competition like that. Like, we're not afraid to be around other dogs, you know what I mean? So it was fine, but I always felt like all the guns was on my side of the fence. Like, who can come at anybody over here when everybody who's nice is on the same side? Like, you know what I mean? So
Hello.
The deck is stacked.
I mean, I don't want to start rattling down the list because I don't want to forget nobody, but
No doubt.
like, I roll with Gadima, I roll with Depps, I roll with Chris Disgustin, I roll with Jones. You know what I mean? Fate is my dude. Like,
Yeah.
everybody know I fuck with you. I fuck with HB. Like,
Big dogs.
where, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to forget nobody, but like,
Big dog.
this is who I roll with. So, what is there for us, any of us, to be afraid of?
that's the who's who of Des Moines. I mean, there's other folks without a doubt, but I mean,
and I'm cool with them too.
Right.
You know, I'm a little high. I might have missed a name or two, but
honorable mention,
you know,
the Smooth G. You know,
Smooth.
what I mean?
Yeah. See,
Smooth
I
G.
ain't want to disrespect nobody. Me and Smooth cool as fuck.
Yeah.
We respect each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing for my side to worry about ever. Like, we got all the dogs. You know.
Yeah, man. I feel that, man. I think it's just dope that, you know what I'm saying, you got to acknowledge that shit, man, and I think it's okay for you to do that, dude, for real.
So I feel like this is a good question since I got two Des Moines artists out here. Tripp, are you originally from Des Moines?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And Ray, you are too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you both were. So I've been out here since '02, and I've got to see the Des Moines hip-hop scene grow since then. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my starting point in terms of reference. But you guys have been here a little bit longer. You got to see the Corey D's and some of those other people.
Yep.
What do you think about the scene now and where it's come from? Like, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna leave it to the guests first.
That era was different because the one thing that we had that stands out is we had DJ Frage. You remember the tapes?
The tapes.
And you get local artists on there blended and, you know, with mainstream music and everything. And like for Corey D to be on a tape, like an official tape, you know, most of the times it came out, like that really solidified him. There's a different scene. Like that's not something I really see now. You know what I mean? We don't have a mixtape DJ. You know what I mean? Like,
no doubt.
We need somebody like that.
I heard Ray West got tables. Heard Ray West just got some tables.
Hey,
maybe that's Des Moines DJ drama.
All you gotta do is blend songs and
DJ
talk shit.
Raider West.
Yeah, you gotta have some ignorant tag that you scream on every song.
Yeah.
West coming at you.
Yeah. Hey man, for me, dog, I feel like the hip hop scene is more alive than ever right now, dog. Hey. There's a ton of motherfuckers out here that's active doing these shows, man. Trying to push it out regionally, doing these shows regionally. You got OG still active, dropping on the regular. You got a whole bunch of motherfuckers shooting music videos. Everybody's pushing, you know what I mean? And I might not fuck with every category or every type of music that's coming out locally, but I definitely respect the grind. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers being active, because ultimately that's what this city needs. Like, it needs the young motherfuckers going hard. It needs the middle-aged motherfuckers and the OGs. Like, everybody needs to go hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And without a doubt,
I see that. You know what I'm saying? I see that. I would like to see more of our OGs out here pushing. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's beautiful right now, dog. I love it. I think we on the cusp of some shit. Real talk.
I think my perspective, when I first came out here, everybody was rocking the Muse, which unfortunately we lost during COVID.
Which is just tragic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what they're doing with that building. I think I've asked that a couple times. I don't know what the plan is for that building.
That was such a fantastic place.
It really was.
Yeah, dog.
With the cool little balcony and everything up top. Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, like not
as
to
fuck.
interrupt where you're going, but like I have never felt a feeling like the Muse. There's something about the way that place is constructed is very narrow.
Yep.
It's like a tunnel, and then there's an upstairs. So 100 people feels like 500 people or 750 people because everything's so packed in, and the noise just bangs off the walls. It's just such an intimate experience. Like, some of the best memories that I can even conjure up are on that stage, or even being in there watching other acts, because I'd go in there and watch like folk music and I don't just fuck with hip hop. I'd go to the shows for whatever kind of music was playing and just feel the vibes, and it was dope no matter what kind of crowd it was. That was a great place, and it sucks that we lost it.
Yeah.
I did my first show ever at motherfucking Vaudeville Muse.
Me too.
Me too.
Yep. First
How
joint
about
I
that?
ever did.
Now that says something.
First
That's
battle
motherfucking-
also.
That's hip hop history. You hear me?
Yep.
Hip hop history in Des Moines, man. Vaudeville Muse. I talked to the guy that I know the guy that actually got the fucking original PA system from Vaudeville, dog.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, I remember reading that article. The same dude that owned it owned the lift.
Okay.
And he just said, you know, when COVID was going down, he said, I don't know how long we're going to be on pause for shows, and I can't just pay the rent on this, hoping that eventually we get back to live music. And, you know, I think he carried it for 6 months or whatever during COVID, and he was just like, they're passing legislation to close me down. Like, I can't have people in here. This doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And so I think eventually, and I think in the article it said he had it open for 20 years and had to close it. But yeah, just to your point, where that bar was, you know what I mean? So even if somebody went to get a drink, they looked like they were part of the crowd. Everybody was.
And you're in a fucking sound tunnel.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know, it's. Oh.
And when you came in the door, the first thing you saw was the stage.
Yep.
I mean, you're looking right at the stage, and yeah, I mean,
the bar right to the right, immediate right. You know what I'm saying, when you came into the venue.
Yeah. I might have to dig out some old pictures and have them flashing above us or something while we describing it, so people that ain't never been there can see it.
Man, I got so many pictures on stage that place, man.
Yeah.
With my shirt off, sweaty, because they keep it hot in there. Like,
hey, who put you on your first show ever?
Gadima and them.
Gadima.
I think we talked about this, but my guy Joe Gallagher met Richie Dagger some kind of way, and slid Dagger's my music, and you know, he got a hold of me and had me come perform with Gadima at the Muse one time in 2007, and that was my first time meeting them cats, and then we was crew after that immediately.
That's dope. Daggers, I was totally gonna mention him because that's another dope honorable mention.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I wasn't thinking about non-rappers, but my God, like as far as DJs, like who's more recognizable to the Des Moines hip hop scene DJ wise than him? Like,
yeah,
man, you got some OGs out here, man. It's beautiful, man. Put some
Hell
respect, man. Motherfuckers better recognize Des Moines, dog.
Real talk.
Yep.
You know, it was so. What I was getting at was when I first came out here. You know, the scene has changed a lot since then, but it was Kaiser, it was Aeon Gray, and Asphate as Maxilla Blue, and you know, I mean, a lot of them people. I was watching Horizon.
I was gonna say, I feel like Horizon.
I was
has
watching
some
all
steam
those
in.
people open up for Tech at Val Air or rocking at the Muse, and yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it was dope to see where it's gone from then to where it's at now, and.
Man, it's crazy. Like now, motherfuckers calling me OG. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy in the motherfucker. I be at the shows and shit. The younger artists, hey OG, hey how you do this? Whoop do. I'm like OG, like. But I love it.
Yeah,
I embrace it, man.
Yep.
I'm 35, man, and I've been at this shit for 20 years, dog. You know what I'm saying? And shit, the grind is eternal, dog. I ain't never
40
stop.
with 22 years in on this.
There you go.
You know?
Shit, man. And you got something new coming?
I do.
Oh shit! Exclusive.
I'm going February 10th. Doing my final.
Get in the mic for this one.
February 10th. I'm doing my final studio session for my album called Jan's Boy. I will warn people.
Exclusive.
This is. There's no bangers on this. Like, this is just the very personal story of my upbringing. Like, most of my rap career, I've covered everything back to, like, maybe age 18 or 19, and I haven't really talked about childhood at all, you know what I'm saying? So this is strictly everything from actually a little before I was born until like age 21, have my first kid. And this is, it's really personal. You're going to hear about my family life and crack and high school and peer pressure and heartbreak and like all that personal growing up shit. And
the good stuff.
You'll understand, you know, why I am how I am, you know, listening to it.
So I remember when you was on GFG TV, you was talking about an album where you said the beats was going to start retro but gradually get into newer. Is this that album?
This is that album.
And you got that same concept?
We're coming from about 1978, 79 all the way through, I guess this particular story ends in 03. So it's gonna be a lot of soul and a lot of shit in the early parts.
And the instrumentals capture those time frames.
The instrumentals really have a lot of the elements from each of those times.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come on through the 80s and the early 90s and shit. You know, it's parts that
Hey man, y'all witnessing.
we go from soul to like the beat sounding like No Limit. You know what I mean? Because it's just gonna flow with the time. You know.
How many records you got on here?
I believe it'll read 15, but it'll be 14 songs, and I'm gonna go get you talking about a Rushmore, as far as East Side Rushmore, just East Siders. I'm gonna get Willie Taylor to do the foreword on the album. So
That's what's up.
Shout out Willie T.
yeah.
I love
It's
it,
only
man.
right. It's an East Side story. He gotta
doubt.
set the scene. You know how he does.
Who handled the production on it? Is it all Big Vern?
This is all Big Vern and my guy Joe Gallagher, JG the Beast. It's all collaborative beats between those two.
Nice.
And are we doing streaming only, streaming in physicals, or what?
We have not decided how we're gonna distribute. So
All I know is you better do at least 100 physical copies.
You know-
And I would,
okay, I know there will be vinyl.
okay,
There
so-
will
that shit,
there will
see?
definitely be vinyl because Vern, like, that's a big deal to him.
And make
there will be
sure-
some vinyl.
And make sure you make autographed copies available, bro.
For real.
talk.
Bet.
Yep.
Like, make sure
Hip hop heads need that.
motherfuckers need that shit, man. You need to have some motherfucking CDs
That's a great idea.
and vinyl, and you need to autograph those motherfuckers and sell them. I guarantee you will sell out, brother.
Without a doubt.
Guaranteed.
All right,
Yep.
I'm gonna do it.
But y'all hear it right here on EmceeTV. Jan's boy come and win.
Man, once we hit post production, man, I wouldn't be surprised if I had it out by April, like springtime.
Nice.
It's
The
not gonna be a
spring.
lot, you know. And it's a real summer feeling album.
Yeah.
It's supposed to feel like a 1991 Cleveland Avenue summer.
that
You know what I'm
shit,
saying?
man.
A lot of it. So it's
straight Des Moines shit.
it's perfect for it to be out. It's a good one to put in and ride around. You know, when it's sunny out and nice and just cruise around. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of listens.
So you feel like is it kind of an upbeat story or is it a sad story?
You know, just like life, it's kind of a roller coaster.
Okay.
So there's highs and lows, and it's a nice little ride. But like I said, man, I know that I'm a pretty unorthodox cat. You know, like I'm just not normal or regular. You know what I'm saying? But if you listen to this, you could probably start to figure out, like, oh, that's why the niggas like that. Like, you know, it's really personal, and it's taken such a toll on me to write it, because I'm literally writing about the most painful shit in my life, and like things that I haven't even really talked to people about. I just put them on music like therapy. So
Man, I dig that.
it's fucking drained me,
1000%.
dog. Like,
I dig that 1000%.
I blew through the first like 7 or 8 songs, and it was like the more I unlocked that corridor in my heart and reached in there, it's like the more times I had to open and shut that door, the shit started getting very hard to write. And I've been stuck trying to finish it for like 8 months because it's just such a soul drain, you know. But I'm hoping that when I get that out there and let everyone listen to it, then like a weight will be lifted, you know. But when I get done with this, like, my creative energy is shifting just to showing you how fucking nice I am with words.
That's
like,
what's up.
it's not going to be anything deep. It's not going to be anything, you know, any strict subject matter. Like, I'm just going to show motherfuckers
rap.
who can really spit, because in case anybody's forgot while I've been just kind of laying back, like, I really do some shit with these words. Like, so that will be my whole
Message.
focus. Like,
All challengers.
it's going to be just a lyrical and one mixtape. You know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
up.
Like,
Hey, man, and the motherfucking city needs that, man. We need motherfuckers like you to be active out here, you know what I'm saying, pushing on the front line, you know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah, in the trenches.
I'm telling you, shit finna crack in Des Moines. You know what I'm saying? If the OGs get out here and push that shit too and link up with the dope young cats, you know what I'm saying? That's all we need, man.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So speaking of new records, I was reading an article earlier today, and Ghostface is dropping a new record. Ghostface, right? Yeah, Ghostface is dropping a new record. So I don't know if you guys heard one of Kanye's last records. Was it Donda? Donda was the one that he did. Donda 2 was the one that he did. They dropped it on a. It almost looks like a Google little home mini. It's like a little round disc, and it's called a stem player. Mm-hmm. And it's a new form of playing music, I guess. And Ghostface is working out a deal with them as well. And he's gonna sell the record. It comes out in the next couple months. There's two different ones. There's the cream version, and then the black version. The cream version comes with 5 exclusive tracks. Retails for $240, which sounds a little pricey.
Damn.
But you get this player, so you're
a physical player,
right?
Too.
You're really
like
buying the player, and you get the record as a bonus, I guess. So he did kind of like Jay-Z did with Samsung. I think he just did kind of like a direct deal through them. Mm-hmm. And then if you buy the black version, you get 10 exclusive tracks, and it's $360. I haven't quite. I had to look up actually what the player was, and like I said, it's just like a round little disc that looks like a Google Home Mini. But I think
so. Like, what kind of files does it play? Like MP3s and waves and shit like that.
I think it's more like waves. Yeah, I think it plays.
So essentially, like a fucking iPod or something.
Yeah, but it goes back to like how people record music. So I think that's why they call it a stem, because it like stems for your music. And so I think that's the whole deal. But his last record came out in '90. I had to include this just because I wasn't sure. The last full record was in 2019, and his Iron Man project from '96 was re-released in 2021 for the 25th anniversary. So Ghost is a legend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
One of the OGs from Wu-Tang. So this is I think people are looking for new ways to release music. You know what I mean? Vinyl's definitely come back. Hold
on. So with that, when they do it this way, is the music only available on this thing that they selling, or is it still available to stream on all platforms like
so it wasn't,
Tidal and shit?
Right. It wasn't real clear if he's going to go through streaming companies as well. So I'm not certain on that, to be honest.
Because I feel like,
but I think
he did. Like if it's available everywhere else, then why would you even buy this shit?
Exactly. Yep. I think he did an exclusive deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so if you want the record, you got to go through them.
No doubt. Okay.
Yeah. That was the vibe I got.
That would make sense.
Yep. And maybe that's the initial release, and then down the road, you know what I mean, you can catch it on Spotify after a year or whatever. Doubt. You know what I mean? But if you want to be in the here and now, then you gotta go through STEM.
It's also confusing, man. I barely know, like, the conversation we just had about, like, I don't know what format to release music on anymore, you know? There was a time when it almost made sense to just load albums on flash drives and get flash drives printed up, but it seems like we've moved through that so quick.
Nah, man, the flash drive era is very popular right now. And I'm speaking as an artist that does hella shows. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I say the flash drive shit is popping. CDs. Everybody acts like the CD game is dead, dog, but it isn't. You know what I mean? We sell a lot of CDs, man.
I was gonna say, I'm one of them old heads. I frame them. I get them signed. You know what I mean? I get a little frame and put them up on the wall.
Yeah. Some people don't even want to play them. They just want to have something physical that shows that they support you. They fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, take my money. You know what I'm saying? I want something that you did, type shit. You know. When
we did Back to Bars Volume 1, when we dropped that record, we wanted to. We looked into dropping something on vinyl, and when I hit up a couple different companies, they were like, "We're almost a year out in pre-production." They were like, "It's so busy right now," and we even had to look in like Prague and maybe Czech for manufacturing. I think you can, because they don't really do it in the United States. I think you can get somebody in Canada, and maybe they have some short runs out of like Boston or something. But a lot of them are coming in from Europe, which is cool. But it was just it's a whole different world when you try and do something like that. You can't just go out to disc makers or something and jump on the website and go, hey, I want this many albums, whatever. Yeah. And then I talked to Asfate about his, because he dropped a couple vinyl, And I was talking to him, and I was saying, I'm thinking about getting something pressed up. And that was when him and Big Vern had just dropped, what was his last one, with Casino and...
I'm not sure. Don't get me up here lying.
I can't think of the name of the title of the record. It's a dope-ass record. It's the red and white one. Either way, he had just dropped that, and I grabbed a copy of it, and I was chopping it up with him. And he said, you got to make sure your music is mixed for that, because it's a different format, I guess. And I wouldn't even have thought of that, but we do everything so clean and digital that now you got to take that, because before we were taking analog shit and trying to go digital. Now you got to take a digital signal and format it for analog, right? Because the needle's going to read it different.
Reverse.
Exactly. So, but I mean, you go into Walmart, they ain't selling CDs anymore, but they got a whole vinyl section.
Yeah.
And they got record players.
Man, the wife just bought me a record player for Christmas, dog.
Respect on that.
Hey, shout out the wife.
Real talk.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
want a record player, and I want some of them big ass like Kenwood floor speakers.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like I want the actual old model.
The
like
4 foot tall joints.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want some good crackle in them motherfuckers too.
Some good crackle.
I want to drop that needle
Show
and I
me
want to
it's
hear
real.
some shit before it come on. Like I do, man.
Your neighbors are seeing this right now, going, "Oh fuck."
Hey, I'm about a year away from reconfiguring my house because my kids are starting to move out and shit. There's a big double room upstairs that my 2 oldest daughters had for the longest, and the second one's almost out, bro. I'm about to have a bedroom, but I'm gonna have a whole other room just for vibing the fuck out, and that's where my big 4 foot Kenwood speakers is gonna be.
That's
dope, where my record player is gonna be.
You almost got me. I thought you was gonna say studio.
No. Hey, there's 2 walk-in closets, and one of them will be a studio.
Nice.
That's what we want.
There we go.
Gentlemen. There we got it.
Yep, definitely.
That's dope, man.
Yep.
So how many kids you got, bro?
I got I'm getting ready to adopt a kid, so it's gonna be 7 now.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
So you got 7. How many are grown, or how many moving out?
I've got my 2 oldest, my daughter and my only son. They're out of the house now. I have one that just graduated, but she's not 18, and I'm also not rushing her out the door.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Now, is she the one that runs track, or used to run track?
No, that'd be Haley, one of my 2 13-year-olds.
Okay.
And she doesn't run anymore, which is killing me. But you have to listen to them when they tell you that they're burnt out. And, I mean, she was so good at track. I'm talking about we're traveling to nationals every year. So, I mean, between regionals and nationals, we're all over the fucking country. Nationals are like 9 days long. And she was just burnt the fuck out. And she was like, I don't want to run no more. So she plays basketball and plays soccer now, and she's a fucking beast at both of those, so it's fine.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I still hope she goes back to track when she get to high school, but
Hey,
I ain't gonna push her.
Go back to track for daddy.
I like basketball and I like soccer. That's what my kids do. And my son wanted to play football. I'm like, let's stick with basketball. Let's stick with basketball. It's like, all right, whatever. But yeah.
My son just recently got into soccer, dog. Last night he just had his first little soccer training or some shit.
Nice.
I think they call it training, spring training. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I think that's a good sport. It's getting a lot of attention right now that we're hosting World Cup in 2025.
Oh shit.
But I mean, just on top of that, it's a good sport. You get a lot of cardio in. It's dope. You ain't got to worry about them getting hurt.
It seems like all the young kids like soccer. Well, all my son's friends and shit, and everybody at their schools. He's in 6th grade.
Man, listen, I don't want this turned too big because I got a lot to say on this topic, but a lot of us missed a bag because amongst black folks, I grew up in the soccer is gay.
Okay.
It's the most popular sport in the world.
It is.
Yeah.
Only people here, in our country have something negative to say about it. Bruh, I was born to play soccer. Like my athletic skill set, like I was a wide receiver. So, a lot of those same skills like footwork and speed and stamp, like I would have beasted at soccer. How many black folks will be good at soccer? Oh. You know how many black folks be good at soccer?
Bro said he was born to play that shit.
Listen to me, Ray West. Listen, and I'm gonna say this, and motherfuckers are gonna argue with me. If our country prioritized soccer, if that was what every kid wanted to grow up to be,
yes.
If every Barry Sanders, Allen Iverson, Deion Sanders, if every point guard, every slot receiver, every corner
Christian
grew up,
McCaffrey's.
all them, if they all grew up playing soccer, do you think we would not run this fucking world?
Dominate that shit.
I agree.
All them athletes, bro, we just don't give a fuck about that sport, and we got to stop because there's a bag to be had.
Hell yeah.
You see what fucking Ronaldo just got?
No, I don't. What are they compare? Are the soccer salaries compared like to basketball and baseball higher than both of those?
If I knew we were coming to this topic, I'd have looked it up. That motherfucking Ronaldo just inked up for like 200 and something a year, bro.
A year.
Yeah, they get paid.
They are
bro.
bagged up because it's the most popular sport in the world. This is the only place that doesn't recognize that. Yeah, I feel like it was like 240 something, dog, a year.
And they play in arenas like the same size as our football players.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger. Yeah. When they come to Kansas City in 2025 for the World Cup, they're playing at the Chiefs Stadium.
And that's probably small for them.
80,000 people. Yeah.
Yep. Bro, soccer is a bag waiting to happen, dog, and we missing it.
Hey man, I'm gonna push him hard as hell then.
Well, and even look at Des Moines. Look at Des Moines. We don't have forget that point. But we got the dude from Come and Go is building the soccer stadium right off of MLK Parkway. So if you're coming off of Fleur and you turn right there onto MLK Parkway and you start heading east, right there where the what it used to be like a cement factory or something like that, iron mill. He's building a 5,000 person stadium right there for soccer.
Damn.
Come and Go's bought a team.
On what level?
And they're gonna. I think it's MLS, but it's not like FIFA level. It's the next lower tier down.
Yep. But man, we need more shit like that, dog.
They're gonna host concerts in this motherfucker. So outdoor 5,000 person concerts. Yep. I mean, we're gonna get a lot of love once they get that jumping.
Man, we got that nice ass venue at Riverview Park, off of 6th Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
That beautiful ass outside shit, man. Yeah. Like we need to get more shit down there.
Have you seen what they're gonna do to that road?
Nah, I ain't seen shit.
Oh, bro, they're getting ready. They have a whole. When we get off of this, I'll show you. I was looking at a building over there on School Street. Does that sound right? Is there School Street right over there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything. Like by Scotty's Body Shop and all that right there in the east, so south of MLK Parkway
MLK area.
And heading east. Yep. Yeah. They're redoing all of that, and it's going to be hotels, riverfront offices, all sorts of like luxury shopping and shit like that. Like they're going to do it up big. They got all sorts of big people coming in, putting money into that. They've been working on it. That's why they moved. What all did they move? They had the recycling place over there. That recycled like aluminum and shit like that. They moved them further away because they were going to try and build up that whole little area. And then they also
scrap processing or something.
That's exactly what it was. Yep. They moved them further away, and they moved the Des Moines Public Works further away. So their offices moved further down, and they're redoing that whole area with like high-rise hotels, and they're doing it up big. It's supposed to be like I think $1 billion.
So look at Des Moines finally trying to throw down. Little Des Moines want to throw down.
It's a very capable city, man. So many things as far as when they're deciding where to host things. It all reads from population, which is it's unfair in Des Moines because all the surrounding areas are connected. So whatever the population of Des Moines is, it's not including fucking Clive and Urbandale and Waukee and all that shit. We could support anything. Like I think we could support a pro team.
Well,
our population numbers don't say that, but I know we would. I know we'd sell out every week.
Well, we go to those G League games for the Timberwolves, the Iowa Wolves, I guess, and they got a decent little draw. Yeah. And they got some dope players in there. I mean, it's a cool
Shout
little
out
vibe.
Luka Garza.
Yeah, and who's the other dude? It starts with a B.
That's all I know. I don't even follow him.
Oh.
I don't even follow him.
There's another one from the Hawkeyes that plays for him too.
Okay.
My son got to meet him last time we went. I mean, all the players are real laid back.
Yeah.
It's dope, bro. And the tickets are cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to go to Kansas
That's
City
what I like
or Omaha or something to catch a game. Go right downtown.
The fucking Barnstormers, they still putting it down too.
Yep.
Affordable as fuck.
Yep.
Like
Affordable as fuck.
if you ever had any doubt if Iowa could support an NFL team, all you gotta do is look at University of Iowa fans
Yeah.
and how they are.
For
like
real.
them
How we
motherfuckers
are,
would
nigga.
get.
How we are.
They could land in a bowl game that's at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday in Alaska, and they're gonna be 45,000 deep. They're gonna own the stadium.
Yeah.
So you think we wouldn't sell out our
We're
own
stock up.
backyard
We gonna
for
own
an
the
NFL
stadium.
team? Like,
Hey,
Better
own the
stock up
stadium
on Busch
and
Light.
put up 70,
right.
I
and
was
put up
in the house.
75 yards of offense. You dig?
Yep. And we gonna fry and smoke everything too.
Hell yeah.
Have all the smoked meat and fried shit you ever seen.
To a science too.
To a science. Yep.
That's what's up. So in other cool news, so I don't know if you guys have seen over the years, there've been different hip hop covers, or I'm sorry, different comic covers that have incorporated hip hop. There was a Wolverine cover that looked like DMX.
Fitting.
Yeah, so
That
it
fits.
was like the Wolverine claws and whatnot
Yeah.
from him, but it was the red cover, dark as hell, or it's dark and hell is hot.
Yeah.
But so they did a cross between those two.
That's dope.
Nas
to
was
see that.
Nas was on the cover of one of them.
Who'd they have Nas be?
Oh man, I wish. Hey, RJ, would you scroll that down just a hair? I don't think it's cited in the article. I wish it was. There's an author that came out with a whole book, and he goes over all of them.
I'm definitely looking this up. When
yeah,
I get home.
it's dope
That's
as
my
fuck.
Kind of shit.
And then I mean, they even had some cameo appearances, I think, from rappers in different comic books. Marvel did a comic book with The Weeknd, and it's a limited run. But for the people that got it, I was looking at one today. You can get a copy off eBay for like $50, and it's because they're kind of collector's items
Yeah.
now, and people are looking for them. But I mean, they're dope as fuck. But anyways, this artist on Instagram came out, and he did his own drawings of a bunch of rappers, and in his own mind, he said, you know, I want to see what it would be like if this guy was Captain America, and this, you know what I mean? So he did a bunch of his own renditions as an artist, and he made Lil Baby Captain America, Travis Scott Spider-Man, 21 Savage was Iron Man, Childish Gambino was Doctor Strange, and he dropped these dope ass renditions on his Instagram, and it got a lot of attention. And it's kind of in a cool area because it's coming off of Eminem just dropped his comic book where it was him and Spider-Man on the front cover, and that sold out. And that was kind of what caught my attention. But so M did that one like 2 months ago, and then they just did a sneak one with Notorious B.I.G. And I sent that to you, right?
Yes, sir.
I can't remember. Oh, it was Deadpool. Notorious B.I.G. was on the front cover of Deadpool, and I tried to get it, and I was late. And now them joints are going for
Baby.
them joints are going for like $400.
Damn.
Like an exclusive variant cover Marvel dropped, and I get into the dope hip hop collectibles like that. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's a piece of history. Somebody like Marvel's touching it, and you got a legacy like Notorious B.I.G. Plus, the artist that drew it just did a dope ass job. Like, I'm a sucker for that kind of shit.
They put M in the Punisher at one point, didn't they?
They did.
They had like one little run, yeah.
And I slept on that one too, and I just looked it up. They're going for like $2,500 on fucking eBay now.
I bet.
Because they did a 1,000 print run of them, and them motherfuckers are gone. Like, everybody that's got them ain't letting go now. So, kind of cool to see, those two worlds being so different. But it's kind of cool seeing those two come together.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, hip hop's for everybody, man. Just open up your heart.
Real talk, real talk. Yeah, so that was kind of dope. In other news, so I don't know if you guys saw this. One of the homies sent me this. 50 was on Bigg Boy TV, who's a radio DJ out in L.A. who breaks a lot of records and stuff on Power 106.
Yeah.
And
Big Boy's Neighborhood.
yeah, and 50's got all these shows that he's doing, you know what I mean, on Stars. And so he had the BMF show. He had, what was the other, the Power series that he did. And then he did all the spin-offs of the Power series, Raising Kanan,
Dog, I've never seen an episode of Power. Am I
Oh, for
crazy?
real?
Yeah, me either.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them. My homie Matt was in love with it. He was like, "Bro, have you seen the new Power?" And I'm like,
Man, that's T-Bear. T-Bear be pressing me hard as fuck. Like, how the fuck you ain't gonna be watching Power? I'm like, man, bro, hey, send it to me and I'll watch it. I promise. And I still, man.
I'm the worst, man. Once everybody starts talking about a show, I don't want to watch it.
so I follow my own path.
I fuck around and miss out on good shit
Yeah.
too because I just be like, I was the same way about like Sopranos. Like, watch that shit.
I don't think I ever seen an episode of that either.
Oh yeah, that one's righteous.
Man, see, I don't do.
I never seen Breaking Bad.
That one's dope.
See,
as
I don't
fuck,
do
too.
TV shows though like that shit, man. Like,
Yeah, not really.
I just do. I'm really NBA, NFL, WWE. I'll do college football, a little bit of college basketball, and then other than that, fucking YouTube content
Yep, a lot
creators,
of YouTube.
Cowboys,
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys shit, and cooking shit, and replays of old black sitcoms. That's about it, dog.
Yeah, man.
I need something to watch when I go to sleep, so I just flip on, whatever, and just turn it on and kind of doze off. But yeah, I find myself caught up in something like SWAT or Breaking
Can't
Bad
fuck with
or
current
whatever.
TV.
I got commitment issues with shows. Like if I want to dig through a show, because I tried to start digging through Daredevil, but if there's like already 5 seasons and 96 episodes, like I can't unearth myself from all that. You know what I mean? Like if I catch a show when it's starting and I'm getting my 1 episode a week, I can stick with it. I can't dig through like from the bottom. I can't jump on nothing late. I'll quit. I started watching Snowfall.
Yeah.
And I thought that was dope as hell. And one day I just stopped watching Snowfall. I never thought
what?
about
I'm
it
done
again.
with
Like
this shit.
it's too much commitment for me, man.
So I got a homie that's like that, but it's the exact opposite. He won't fuck with it unless they got at least 3 seasons. Because he's like, I want to make sure that shit ain't going to tap out early. So he's like, I'll fuck with it until it gets at least 3 seasons. I'm like, they watch how many people are watching to decide if they make the next season.
Right, you gotta help.
Like, if you ain't out there watching, bro, they might not make another one.
That's funny.
But anyways, yeah, so 50's he's been real successful with all the stuff that he's been doing and really taking it to the next level. And so he's going to take it's funny because I just saw that TMZ hit Mekhi Phifer up. They caught him in the airport and they said, are you guys going to make an 8-mile too? And he said, not a fucking chance. He said, that thing was a classic. It is what it is. We're leaving it alone.
Yeah.
But 50 is adapting it for a TV show. And so he says, I've been winning all year and I ain't going to quit now. So
I mean, if M's on board, fuck, why not?
I'm not betting against them cats. I'll give it a shot.
yeah.
I don't know where the hell they're going with that storyline right now. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see. I'll give it a shot.
I think it could be cool. I mean, they can definitely adapt to it.
Mm-hmm.
Add in new characters, bring in different shit. So we'll see. I guess he said he already got the green light on it. So you had a couple things you wanted to bring up, didn't you? I think. What else were we going to talk about?
Let's take a little brief cut.
All right, do a pause for the cause. So my wife and kids got to meet 50, and they got the picture with him and got the bottle, and they brought it home, and I looked at the bottle and I was like, "What's this?" And, I mean, it was like smudged, and my daughter's 15. She was like, "Oh, he's left-handed like grandma." So as he wrote, he smudged it, and I was like, "Oh, did y'all tell him?" And she was like, "He did it to everybody." And I was like, "Oh, I guess that means it's real."
Right?
But yeah,
Authentic.
right. I guess if you get a crispy 50 Cent autograph, that might not be the real deal.
I forgot he was left-handed, and then I started replaying when he threw out that first pitch that time.
I'm left-handed and I know what he means. Like when you write I got a callus right here because our whole shit just drags, bro.
Yeah.
Your shit just drags and it smears. I know exactly what the fuck he means. I do it all the time.
So this next article was best movies with a hip hop storyline, and they had some honorable mentions for movies that you think of that aren't really, full blown hip hop movies. Like they had Paid in Full, Belly, Friday, but those are more like films with a hip hop soundtrack or maybe some hip hop influence. You can't forget Menace to Society. That soundtrack was next level.
Oh,
Spice
fuck.
One.
That's one of the best
MC8.
ones ever.
Yeah. And then Boys in the Hood had rappers in it, but it wasn't really a rapper per se movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some of the dopest films that these folks had listed were Hustle and Flow from 2005.
I hate that movie, dog.
Oh, for real?
I like it.
I only hate it because of Terrence Howard.
You don't like Terrence Howard?
I love Terrence Howard.
Come on, man.
But for real,
Come on, man.
that was the least believable character I've ever seen. Like, he's dope. Like, I enjoy watching that man act.
He's the same character in every fucking
He
movie.
is. and him as a pimp, like in the trap, it couldn't be like less realistic, dog. Like he cannot play. It's like you could put Tay Diggs in that role and it'd have felt the same.
I feel
you know,
when
like
you say Tay Diggs, I know
like
what you mean.
like that's
so
so unbelievable. Like no man.
He said, I'm not buying
Skinny black man.
it. Straight Outta Compton was up in there. I
Love
think
it.
I think that one's
Love it.
I went to the theaters to see that shit. That shit was dope.
Yeah, you can't not mention that one.
I'm a
That
big
one's next level.
NWA head, so I'm biased anyway. But that was a really well done movie.
Yeah, well, and just the fact that they all had their influence on it. You know what I mean? Dre and Cube and everybody kind of reunited to make sure that story was done properly.
Yep.
That's pretty dope. Get Rich or Die Trying. I think that's kind of a gimme. It's a dope, it's a dope film, but I think that was, unless I'm misremembering it, that was kind of like a bonus to the whole album, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So as a dope, like definitely an honorable mention, but it was literally a movie made about the album, I think, in that one. Brown Sugar, we were just talking about this. I wasn't familiar with that one.
I haven't seen it.
But they had the trailer there, so I peeped
movie.
it out.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah. It's a love story, but it was two people that fell in love. And I don't want to ruin it or anything, but the synopsis is...
You don't want to ruin it, motherfucker. That came out in 2005.
Yeah, I suppose if you ain't seen it,
2002.
if you ain't seen it by now, I'll go ahead and give you the cliff notes.
My man said no spoilers.
Yeah.
And the movie's like 18 years old.
Just looking out for y'all. You know what I mean?
No, but he meant it, though. He meant that shit, though.
I respect
That's
it.
your boy. But it was two people that fell in love over
Yes,
hip hop, and it goes back to their childhood. And she was watching him break dance, and she fell in love. She said she knew him right from the jump.
The story of hip hop.
Yeah, but they were like best friends, and she was trying to date all these other dudes, and I'm sure he was trying to date all different chicks and whatnot. And then they realized that they really just loved each other. So that's a dope little love story up in there, because you don't always get those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Juice, you can't. That was 100%.
Yeah.
Dog. Bishop, dog.
Yeah.
Man, who the fuck was fucking with Bishop?
Right?
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Yeah. And Q wanted to be the DJ. So that's the whole hip hop story right there. They were going to Cop Records and.
Man, Omar Epps been riding.
Yeah.
That movie was like 1992?
1985. No, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm
Hell
sorry. No, you're right.
92.
92.
Yeah,
My bad.
92.
I looked at Crush Groove.
Yeah.
Took her back a little too far. My fault.
Yeah.
Hey, Omar Epps, hey.
That man's 30 years deep.
Yeah.
30 plus. That's crazy.
Have you guys heard the story about him being on the set? He told it at the barbershop when they were on, what's that show with the battle rapper? It's a YouTube show with, it's on the Math Hoffa. It's Math Hoffa's TV show.
Okay, yeah.
They do interviews and everybody sits in barber chairs.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
The Undeniable Truth or something like that. Either way, he had Omar Epps in there. Omar Epps is telling the story about being on set with Tupac. Is this the only movie they did together? Must be.
Mm-hmm.
And Tupac was in the trailer and came out and spit the bars for Brenda's Got a Baby. And he was like, I was just working on this in the trailer. And he just spit it a cappella for him. He's like, what you think? And then he said, reminiscing on it now, looking back, he was like, this motherfucker was really on set writing the words to Brenda's Got a Baby. And he was just like,
Damn.
Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. You know what I mean? And just spit it for him a cappella. And he was like, that shit was so passionate and like next level,
Yeah.
So that's That's a dope experience to have been,
Yeah,
part
that's
of.
crazy.
And, I mean,
That is.
I get chills just hearing the motherfucker tell the story. I'm like, damn.
Omar Epps is like he's like the Hollywood sports guy. He's played every sports role in.
Yeah, straight up.
When
know
he
what
was
I'm
even a
saying?
doctor on that TV show House.
He's played all the sports movies.
Major League, the program, Love and Basketball.
I love the program.
And then in higher learning, he had a track scholarship. He's really the greatest movie athlete of all time.
Movie athlete
He's
of
done it all,
all
dog.
time, dog.
Somebody needs to ask him if he was really an athlete in high school. I'm curious now.
Right? He really played all 4 sports in movies in a short little period of time. He flexed all of it on us. Not soccer. He got to do a boxing movie or something.
He
Right.
didn't he? Did a boxing
probably
movie,
has.
But didn't he do one with Michelle? Was it Michelle? Who's the white girl? Against the Ropes, I think it's called, dog.
See?
I think he
Greatest movie
shit.
athlete of all
I
time.
think he has a boxing movie
Jim
called
Thorpe
Against
Award.
the Ropes.
Well, yeah, we got to get him an award for that. Real talk.
Yeah, dog.
Jim Thorpe of the movies.
8 Mile. That's another. I mean, it's another dope story. I feel
Yeah.
like that kind of goes with the record, though. I mean, they made the movie and then they made the record off the movie, but
I
they
love
could-
8 Mile.
It just made me think of Brittany Murphy, and now I'm sad.
right. Yeah, she died shortly after. Young
She's supposed
too.
to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. House Party. I used to love those, man.
I cannot. That's a remote stopper still to this day. Like, you get to flipping through shit, and you're like, oh fuck, now I gotta watch House Party. Like, you can't get past it. Like,
Well, then I read this and I was trying to remember who I think there were 3 little brothers that were always in the movies. They were like their cousins, but it was the group Immature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's House
Yeah.
Party 3 or
3?
4.
Yeah, they came to visit or something.
yep, 3.
They
Yep.
said LeBron James got a new House Party coming out.
Yeah, dog.
Like a remake?
Yeah, he's got the rights to House Party.
That movie seems like it has nothing to do with House Party, except for the people from House Party are the ones who made the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay, I haven't even.
It looks
seen
like
the
an okay
preview.
movie.
You seen
I
the
just-
trailer?
Yeah,
I haven't even seen it.
it looks watchable. I'll
Okay.
probably watch it. It just don't seem related to House Party in any way.
No
That
doubt.
You know
follow
what
the
I'm saying?
storyline.
It has nothing to do with it. Like,
I
but
seen
it's
it was
cool.
rated R, so that's got my attention.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's not no PG-13 bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't Bernie Mac in the House Party movies too?
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
all the legends, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, motherfucking
young ass Martin Lawrence, dog.
what was his name? Bilal.
Yep.
Breath dragging like Bilal. No, what do you say? What Roy say? Fur dragging like Bilal's breath, nigga.
Dog. Martin Lawrence is underrated. Like, you know,
His catalog of work is next level.
historically, you know.
And I mean, so I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan. I listen to that shit all the time. He would talk about at the Comedy Store in L.A. Mitzi Shore, Polly's mom, owned it, and that was like the place
Yeah.
to be. That's where Richard Pryor and Jim Carrey and Robin Williams and all those dudes would go to break their bones, right? I mean, this was the place. And it's on Sunset and Boulevard, blah blah blah. Rogan would talk about having to go up. Mitzi would always put him up right before or right after Martin Lawrence, and he was like, this dude was killing it. He'd be
Yeah.
out hosting the, Def Comedy Jam, and then he'd come in with just a whole new onslaught of jokes, and I'd have to go up right before him or right after him.
Yeah.
It was like, this is the toughest fucking guy in Hollywood to follow because he was just on fire at that point in his career.
Did you hear the Chris Rock story with Martin? Because I heard that on Rogan too.
I don't know if I did.
Basically, Chris Rock said that Martin made him go back to the lab and tighten his
yeah.
game up
Yep.
because he said Martin was the opener and he was just backstage chilling, not paying no attention. And he said the crowd just sounded like,
yeah.
like
What the fuck
exploding. And
what's going on?
he said he went out there and he watched Martin for a minute and he's just killing. And he said, man, it was like watching somebody with a bigger dick fuck my wife. And I was like, God damn, like Martin was out there stealing his show and he had to go back to the lab and tighten up after that. Like, fuck, Martin was serious, boy.
Bro, me and my little brother were out in L.A. and we stopped by the Comedy Store. And I tell you what, if you're ever in L.A., it's the place to go. One of the dopest places. It used to be an old mob hangout back in the day before Polly's family took it over. And there's 3 different rooms, but it's the dopest fucking place in the world. But for like $8, $10, you can go in and catch open mic night, and then random celebrities will just pop in and hit the mic, right? and it's in LA, right? So it's always, I mean, you're guaranteed somebody's gonna pop in, and so
dope.
me and my little brother are sitting there chilling. We've been there for, I think it starts at 8 o'clock. I think we got there at 7:45 or whatever, and we've been kicking it for a while, and we're just watching killer after killer get up there and just fucking hone their work. And all of a sudden, at the corner of my eye, I see this dude come in and sit down. And I looked over, and I looked forward, I'm chilling, and I was like, no fucking way. I elbowed my little brother, and I said, you see who's sitting next to us? He looks over, and goes, that chick's hot. And I was like, no, man, the dude that's with her. He goes, oh, that's Chris Rock. Oh, shit. Chris Rock, when he was working on Tambourine for Netflix, came in there and was like, he pulled out his phone and was reading jokes off of his phone and working on shit. I was like, holy shit. Like, he's just, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Just like taking notes and working out new material on stage. This place is the dopest place on fucking, in LA, on Sunset.
Yeah.
Man, I think I'm going out to LA in
That's something
July
I'd like to
too.
see.
So
Hell yeah.
I might have to make that happen.
Go out there and film a music video, Ray.
Man, you been talking that shit. I'm gonna fuck with you, dog. We gonna make some shit happen, Steve.
We'll jump in that motherfucking SUV.
Hey.
We'll go hit the West Coast, bro.
Hey, I walk. I don't talk. You dig?
I've been from coast to coast both this year.
Hey.
Oh, last year, I guess. We're restarting.
We gonna get along just fine.
Let's do it. This one was kind of wild. So I try not to get too political on this shit. But Dre came out on Billboard magazine, and there was an article. I guess it's not magazine anymore. Billboard.com, whatever. And there was an article where the Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene had sampled his music and used it for, I think it was her Instagram. And you know, I mean, his pianos are iconic. You know, what I mean, pretty fucking memorable. Definitely. And she made up a little mock chop up or whatever of her and old boy that who was the Kevin. Who's the dude that just ran and they had to vote 15 different times to try and get him in? He's the Speaker
wrong
of the House.
person, brother.
Kevin McCarthy, and her. She made a reel out of it or whatever. And Dre, somebody must have tagged him in it or something because he was like, first of all, I don't license my music to politicians, especially somebody as divisive and hateful as this one. So, I mean, he
talk that shit.
Good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's his music, and you can't just grab it and make a public service announcement with my shit without...
I wouldn't want my shit played for half of these causes either.
Right. Yeah, you're
fuck with
you're
that.
taking my music and making it part of your brand.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's,
Sewer.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Cease and desist.
Exactly.
What are three-toe having ass?
You know? Yeah, they're...
I know you've seen that.
You seen her feet, man?
Man, they caught her in sandals, and somebody zoomed down there. She looked like a fucking Ninja Turtle, dog. She got three.
Get them.
It looked a lot like.
Somebody get this hoe a piece of pizza.
Look a lot like three toes.
That's comedy. So you got a new record coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I think Ray West got a record with you. Didn't you guys do some work?
We've done 3 or 4 collaborations.
Yeah, so I recently reached out to him to work on my album Through the Eyes of He. We did one called Keep Your Head Up with Smooth G.
Mm-hmm.
And oh shit, ooh,
Got her.
no, baby.
This nigga found them. Hey, them things is scary, bro.
She's a swimmer.
Scary,
Oh,
bro.
baby.
She's a swimmer.
Big bird ass feet.
Oh, you ain't shit for that, RJ. I hate feet.
See, now we're gonna have to include that so you guys can have a laugh too.
Oh no, man.
Them
But,
things
hey.
is scary, boy.
That doesn't even look
Hey.
human.
Hey.
Gecko
But nah,
foot
man,
having ass.
we did a record called "Keep Your Head Up" with Smooth G, man, on my album Through the Eyes of He. Man,
23 all original tracks.
23 all original tracks, available everywhere. And that was fun for me, man. I just reached out to Tripp about that shit. I bought that beat initially. It was some super East Coast shit I felt like anyway, and it was an anthem. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote the hook. And I sent it to Smooth G, you know what I'm saying? And I knew I needed another heavyweight on there, another heavyweight. And at this time, I don't think I had a record with Tripp, you know? I think I sent you one probably like 10, 12 years ago, but you know what I'm saying? My shit was hella rusty back then. And he didn't do the record, needless to say.
I'm flaky like that, man.
Nah, my shit was whack back then, though. It wasn't whack, but it wasn't as polished as it was
But
now.
I promise you,
know what I mean?
that wasn't the reason. I'm flaky, dog. Like, I get depressed and nobody hear from me for 3 months, and I fade sometimes.
Hey, man, I could dig it. Hey, but I sent him this record, and he jumped on it with a quickness. He said the beat was killer, man, and we went over to Explicit Studio, and we made it happen, man. What you think about that shit, dog?
That's a dope-ass record.
Yeah.
I really like that one. Like, especially the way that, you know, all three of us kind of contrast, you know.
Man,
it's perfect.
I love it. And then we did one with my man T-Bear called Grown Man Cry.
Yep.
And that was just hitting some real life shit, you know what I'm saying? Saying some shit that maybe other motherfuckers don't want to say on the track, you know what I'm saying? Broadcasting some insecurities that we may have, you know. Fit the album really well, and once again, you know, the homie Tripp came through for me, man, and I really appreciate that, my brother.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna have to get you on something soon. Like, whatever I do after Jan's Boy,
Yeah,
I have to definitely get you on that. Just
Man.
on some flexing type of shit.
Man, I'm a machine, my nigga. I'll come through whatever you need, whenever you need it.
I had
we're
the
gonna
honor
get
of
one.
watching, not to interrupt, I had the honor of watching Ray work the other night. We wrapped up a podcast. RJ had a beat playing, and he was like, I need to get you on this. And Ray sat down, wrote, and recorded, and was done in about 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Put in work.
man, I appreciate you, my dude.
It was a dope verse, too.
Thank
you know
you,
what I mean?
man.
Like, it wasn't just a throwaway verse, like, hey, I did it.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean? Like, he didn't mail it in or nothing. You came through.
Man, this is my passion, my dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my 100,000 hours in. You know, that's all. And I'm trying to surround myself with motherfuckers that are great at this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you always see me around the DMI legends. I try to be around the legends. I'm trying to hang out with the legends. I'm a sponge. I'm always trying to learn. Like, I'm always in learn mode.
Hell
looking,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Listening, all that shit. You know what I mean?
So while we talking about dope MCs, you know, you got this record up here. I think we got to talk about it. So who do you fuck with when you listen to music?
Man, I'm almost ashamed to say, but like the same, you know, 25 or so artists that I listen to a lot are the same ones I was listening to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I always come back to Nas, M, X, J, Twista, Busta, Mystical, Fiend, like Beans, Jada, like that's, you know, that
Yeah.
I go through all those artists. And I mean, I don't listen to hip hop a ton. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I feel like listening to too much hip hop influences my own writing. So, especially like when I'm in album mode, I will listen to like no rap. at
Okay.
all. But rap is maybe like half of what I listen to. I'm always off on 90s alternative and then shit like Amy Winehouse and shit like that. Trying out old artists from the 70s that I've never heard of. You know, I'll hear one song that I like and I'll start digging into that artist.
dope.
You know, stuff like that.
Okay. Ray, who do you listen to? We talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah, man. I'm a real King Crooked fan, Crooked Eye. So, you know, anything that guy does, I'm all over it. You know what I'm saying? The Shoe Gang, Horseshoe Gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over that type of shit.
Long Beach.
I'm a Twista baby. I came up on Twista. I love Twista. Tech Nine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my guy for show.
Hell yeah.
Man, I love anytime Tech drops a project, I got it. I'm buying it. Anytime he comes to Des Moines, which is probably twice a year, I'm usually there. Been to probably about 12, 14 Tech shows, you know what I'm saying? And I love it every time. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the best performer on the stage, dog. If you ain't
Without
ever
a
been to a
doubt.
Tech Nine show, you cheating yourself.
I've seen a lot of performers. I've seen Eminem, T.I. I mean, shit, some heavyweights. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
dog.
Tech, hands down, commands the stage
Yeah.
more than anybody I've ever seen.
And then Who else will I be fucking with, man? Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? I love Cube. Everything he does. Hey, by the way, Cube, man, we need a new album, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ramble too much, but that's my main go-to in my bag right there. I do a lot of hip hop.
Hell yeah.
I do a lot of hip hop.
I was thinking. So you asked me this question the other day, and I was thinking about it today, and I felt like I had a better answer because the other day it was on the spot. You know what I mean? And I was like, who do I listen to? You know what I mean? And I came up with some dope artists that I go to. I think Joel Ortiz is always in there.
He's nice.
Black Thought. Mm-hmm. I recently revisited Outkast, and this is a dope little something to drop in there just because Big Boy is headlining 8035 this year. Oh. So that's dope. Yeah, I'm excited as fuck. I think it's June 7th. He's going to be here, so I'm excited as fuck. I'm going to see if I can't reach out. This is we're going to put it in the atmosphere. We're going to see if we can't reach out and do a little interview with Big Boy. Yeah. So maybe we'll get him on EmceeTV.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, I went back and revisited Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music and Equimini the other day, and I was just realizing how dope they are. And but yeah, I'm into that lyrical, the super lyrical shit, the stuff that people used to call backpack rap. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like King Crooked, and you know, the Horseshoe Gang, and you know, I mean, there's just Eminem. There's so many dope spitters out there. Oh yeah. You know, people that just really do next level shit with some words, and you just hear it and you go, who the fuck thought you could, like who would have thought you could do that? You know what I mean? Like the manipulate Chino XL, people that can manipulate syllables and just do crazy shit. It really push that pen to the next level. Mm-hmm. So hip hop's birthday's coming up.
50, baby.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. August 11th is it this year? Yeah, August 11th, 2023. Hip hop's gonna be 50. New York's getting ready to throw a party for it, they're hosting the Super Bowl. The mayor's behind it. They got this hip hop museum.
They didn't think this shit was gonna last one decade.
Nah, they got streets named after Bigg.
That's so great,
and
dog.
Wu-Tang now. Staten Island has a Wu-Tang district where they grew up at. That people keep stealing the sign, but we went down there and saw it. And,
I was just about to say, you been there?
Yeah, they got a mural. We went down there and filmed some shit down there when I was out there.
That's sweet.
I was like, yeah, we got to go check this out.
Man, we finna hit the road, motherfucker.
I'm with it, bro. I can plan a trip like you wouldn't believe, homie.
Oh, shit. How many weeks notice do you need?
Oh, shit. We'll make it happen, bro. I do overnights real quick. We'll go to Minneapolis. Shit. We'll knock it out. We'll be back for breakfast.
All right.
Yeah, so EPMD, Eric Sermon, and Parrish. What's Parrish? Anybody know Parrish's last name? Eric Sermon and Parrish. I felt like
fucking Smith, ain't it?
I should have. That sounds right. Sounds right. They hip hop pioneers. You know what I mean? They go way back to, I think their first record was like 1985. Business as Usual. And then they had several different spin-offs of that. But they had a falling out years ago. And it sounds like there's talk of them maybe getting back together and blessing the stage for the Hip Hop 50th. So that'd be kind of dope. Eric Sermon recently had a pretty open article where he had kind of expressed some issues with, there we go, Parrish Smith.
Yeah.
He had it, my guy. Appreciate that, RJ. Quick on the fly. But yeah, Eric Sermon went into his struggles with opiates and painkillers, and he said he had 7 months clean, and he was fresh out and looking to work, and he credited their DJ Scratch for really helping to get him in the right place, and said, so I'm really happy that I went and got some help, and it's incredibly hard to ask for help, but it's also difficult to go public with your struggles. So that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like it takes just kind of like you were talking about your record, not necessarily in that same tense, but you know what I mean? Sharing your personal experiences to open yourself up to that it takes a lot. I can imagine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in that same instance, you know what I mean, he's sharing extremely personal stuff about his life. And
Hey,
so,
man, this hip-hop shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't out here just writing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What people just want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Some people writing their life, dog.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Some people writing their pain, dog.
when I think that shit hits differently too, you know what I mean? When you can actually hear somebody's experiences, be it a struggle or a good thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The birth of their child or whatever, you know what I mean? When somebody tells a vivid account of something that they actually saw versus just bullshitting on a mic. I mean, those can be dope too, you know what I mean?
No
I'm
doubt.
not taking nothing
There's a
away
time
from
and a
that.
place for all that shit.
For sure. But when somebody's got those vivid details of that first child being born or whatever, you know what I mean? That's pretty dope. You know what I mean? When an MC can really tell that. So, so did y'all ever fuck with Criss Cross?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I was a Criss Cross fan.
Hell yeah.
I'm 38, and I had to miss the bus. You know what I mean? I think I even
missed the bus.
Yeah, that's something that I'll never ever do again.
I hated them.
Did you?
I hated them. I hated Immature. I didn't want nobody near my age famous. Like, I was just a hater about it. Like,
Immature, that was the first concert I ever went to in my entire life.
Oh, that's dope.
Immature. I can't remember who they was there with.
I remember them being somewhere around here.
They were here.
Because I remember all the damn girls in school talking about the shit. I hated them little motherfuckers, man. I really did.
Third grade, dog. I was in third grade. Immature came to Vets Auditorium, I think.
Did your parents take you, or did you go with like an older cousin?
My parents took me.
That's dope.
My parents, I think it was my mom, my aunt, and a couple of my little cousins and my brothers and shit. We all went out there. Yo.
I hated them Candy Rain niggas.
So for real?
I hated
Let's
everybody young.
So you don't fuck with R&B music?
Not at all.
Yeah,
How is that
I'm in that
possible?
same boat on that one.
Fuck that fucking backstabbing, girlfriend
No
stealing, simping ass. Like, it's the content, dog. I don't have a problem listening to people sing.
Okay.
It's the fucking cakey ass content, dog.
Okay,
Like,
what about like motherfuckers confessing they love for their woman? Is you talking about that type
I
of
don't want
shit?
to hear none of that.
Okay.
I don't want to hear none of that.
Talk about Usher.
Yeah, that type of shit, man.
This is my
Like,
confessions.
I mean, if you want to sing about some sort of struggle or something, I'll listen to you. But I don't want to hear nobody talking about no fucking female. Like, it's just so, I don't know, man. I don't have that side to me. Like,
So when you say you okay with motherfuckers singing, what are they gonna be singing about to you? What,
bro,
that
I
you're
will,
okay
I
with?
will listen to a person sing about anything but like sappy love shit. Like, I just don't want to hear it.
I hear you.
Like, it's the whole basis of like classic R&B shit is just a bunch of motherfuckers trying to steal their homeboy's girl and like snitching them out to their fucking girl. Like, it's all just this cakey fucking.
What about niggas singing to their wives, bro? How's that? What?
I still don't want to hear that shit.
I hear you.
But,
Okay.
But no, there's nothing wrong with that. I
No
just
doubt.
don't want to hear that shit.
So tell me this then. What about motherfuckers like Rod Wave? He's singing, you know what I'm saying? He's not singing. You fuck with Rod Wave?
I've never heard a Rod Wave song.
You don't even fuck with Rod Wave. Okay.
Well, so Jermaine Dupri was responsible for a lot of the stuff you just brought up. He was responsible for Usher. He was responsible for Criss Cross.
Yeah.
And he had his hand in a handful of other things. He's working with a Canadian group right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And
Boy, JD don't stop.
So Def.
He's a certified hit maker, dog.
He's definitely been in the business for a long time.
They definitely did their damn thing.
Yeah. I think
that time period.
I think The Brat might have been my favorite artist.
Absolutely.
From him.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah, she held it down.
You got a favorite so-so artist?
Her probably.
Probably Brad.
That was fun.
Yeah.
They just made fun little music, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stayed in their lane.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I respect that.
But yeah, I think they were dope. The whole point to me bringing up Criss Cross was July 9th, 2023, this year, their record hit their Young, Rich, and Dangerous album, which was their third album that came out together between the two brothers. I'm sorry, they weren't brothers. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. their album hit 25 years old? Does that sound right? Either way, one of them passed away a while back.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think to opiates as well. I think he overdosed. But they were dope as hell. I mean, you know, for little kids that were rapping and shit, you know what I mean? I guess we were little kids back then too. So, but you know what I mean? Like they came out, they pioneered their own style. They had their pants on backwards, and you know what I mean? They did their thing, and I thought that was pretty dope. And then as they grew with the music, you know, that third album that they had, I was playing a couple of cuts off of this when I was reading this article. And I remember having that album, and I was like, oh, yeah, their style grew because that was more of like a street album. Before it was more playful anthems and stuff like that. And then they were grown up at this time.
They were like, JD, we don't want you to write our shit no more.
You know what I mean? We got a whole thing going on.
Once homeboy shaved his head, I knew what was going on then. They pulling the ski mask down now.
We grown now.
It's about to be pumps in the bump hammer season now. Stocking cap with a Speedo. Man, let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? They were definitely dope. They did their thing. And you know what I mean, they'll definitely be missed. DJ Drama.
DJ Drama. Gangsta Grills.
Yeah, how many years he had?
Shit.
I
Like
mean,
25.
Did you guys go see him when he came here?
No.
I got to chop it up with him a little bit after the show. Got a shout out for EmceeTV. He was cool. Mr. Thanksgiving, DJ Drama, giving a shout out to EmceeTV. He was real humble. Easy to talk to. Kicked it on stage with him for a little minute.
Why was he here?
I think Jay Shade and Sala brought him. And they had him at Valera for something.
He's just DJing?
It was him, and who was he running with? Oh, damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. A cat off the East Coast. Oh, man. I got his album, too. I can't think of who it was. Either way.
Yeah,
it was somebody. Good. It was somebody he was promoting back then. So it was a rapper and DJ Drama. And they were out here kicking it. But I mean, he's bringing mixtapes back. I mean, I don't think they ever went away, really. I mean,
I think they did.
People quit pressing them for sure because they got sued for a while.
Yeah, like
the labels came after them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like motherfuckers was straight to YouTube and shit, but like actually recording a whole project blatantly on somebody else's beats, I feel like that did kind of get swept under the rug for a while.
Okay, you're right. And that was kind of how a lot of up-and-coming cats who didn't have a producer or whatever would pioneer their career, right?
That's how I got started. Shit, I got over 25 local mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? That was my bread and butter forever.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he's definitely, I mean, he's been on the forefront doing that for the longest. You know what I mean? Cutting records and breaking new records. And
he just did one with Snoopy. He did one with Jeezy.
Oh, yep. We talked about that. Yeah.
He did one with
and those are exclusives.
Yeah,
like,
he did one with NBA YoungBoy.
Yep.
Yeah. They back, dog.
Yeah. He's definitely out there doing it. Yeah. I think he's definitely, I mean, in that avenue, you can't not mention him. You know what I mean? When you're talking about mixtape DJs and I mean, you got DJ Cannon, you got who's a boy out of New York that just passed away? Passed away from
Flex.
Didn't K Slay just go?
K Slay, that's what it was. DJ K Slay, the Drama King.
Drama King, dog.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can't.
That was a crazy era, dog. Mixtapes, man.
I mean, they were kind of the gatekeepers, right?
That's when you remember like LimeWire and FrostWire
Napster.
And all them, Napster and Kazaa, all them streaming services.
Just murking your PC.
Yeah.
Quick. Murked.
Especially once you learn how to download porn on them hoes.
Totaled. Just throw it away. You don't want nobody looking at your fucking hard drive after you put on Napster and LimeWire and shit.
Microwave this motherfucker.
For real.
Hell no.
Burn the hard drive.
Motherfuckers trying to run for president. They're like, we have your hard drive from the LimeWire days, sir. You are not going to be president.
Oh man, when that
explain
shit
all this
so
tranny
dope.
porn we got here on your Google history.
LimeWire was the shit. Hey, back when that burning CD era, dog. That burning CD era, dog. That shit was so wild. Like I couldn't even. When that shit first came out, like that technology blew my mind.
Do
like,
you remember burning your fucking travel CDs for a road trip?
Oh yeah, man. Hell
Fucking
yeah.
about to drive 19 hours to Florida. Oh, we need about 10 CDs. You trying to make the perfect fucking, you
It's
know?
my mix.
Man.
It's just great, and you just make it. You know what I'm saying? You burn it so you ain't never gotta skip a song because it's all the shit you fuck with.
It's all the cuts.
I used to even make labels for my shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I did all that shit
Yep.
too.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
dog. I miss that burning CDs and mixtapes and shit. All that shit from the recycle, dog. Everything comes back.
I hope so. That was a dope era.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you tap in on this next one because I know you guys are the football. I'm passing sports off to you guys because that's you guys'
I'm
strength.
with it.
Shit.
That is not my avenue.
Shit, man, Steve, if you can't read, just say that, man. You can't read. Nah, just fucking with you, dog.
Make it bigger.
Hey, so they saying 21 Savage is the headline Rob Gronkowski's Gronk Beach event during the Super Bowl this year. 4-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski's latest Gronk Beach Festival will take place on Saturday, February 11th in Arizona.
Now, is he retired or does he still play football?
He's retired.
Okay, he used
He's
to play for the
retired.
Patriots, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
and then the Bucks.
Hey, don't be
Okay.
surprised that motherfucker play on Monday, dog.
Hey, I
Suit
mean that's
up.
kind of what he did last year.
You know what I
You know,
mean?
he waited till what, November?
Dog. We got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday night.
Okay.
Playoffs.
Yep. At least we got the Monday night game, so I'll be able to enjoy my weekend without the stress of our favorite team playing.
Man, I'm low key, man. I wanted to get it out the way, man. I knew he was gonna ultimately have the latest game, the last game, but man, I wouldn't be opposed to having it the Saturday game.
I thought we was gonna get the Saturday primetime slot.
You know what I mean?
That's what I expected because
Man.
they always put us in that. It seems like, but no, I'm glad it's on Monday because I'll be at work, so I won't have that stress of like just watching the game. I'll be distracted. I'll be working.
Oh, so you won't even be watching the game?
Nah, I'm gonna just listen to Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg tell me about it in my ear while I work. So I'll just let
couldn't
them
even
do it
do
that
that.
way.
Nigga,
Is
I'll
this-
call in. I'll be calling in.
Is this the end of playoffs?
This is the start.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The very start.
First round.
First round. Wild card weekend, baby.
Okay.
So, man, I'm excited for that. But, Gronk, we didn't even talk about the party.
He's supposed to have all sorts of star-studded guests.
Yeah, 21 Savage. 21 Savage is supposed to be the headliner.
Okay.
And then y'all fuck with 21 Savage?
No.
No? Steve?
You know, I only really took notice of him after Jay started fucking with him.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole bunch about his music, though.
He's got a dope-ass album with Drake, man. He got some slappers. Him and Drake did an album recently. So, you know what I mean? If y'all ever get curious, y'all can dig that.
I would check it out because you said so, but I don't normally fuck with Drake.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, I feel you. It ain't for everybody.
I struggle with him, but
It ain't for everybody.
I give it a spin.
It ain't
I don't
for
think
everybody.
I've ever heard a Drake song like on purpose.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You know, like they're unavoidable because he's popular. It'll be on in fucking Walmart. You
Yeah.
know, but
So let's address that as well. Why?
I don't know. First time I ever heard him, I didn't like him, and you know, like I said, he's unavoidable. So I'll hear him on shit. He's never said anything that makes me feel like I want to go hear more of him.
Can Drake rap?
Yeah, he can rap.
He performs, right?
Can Drake
He
can
does
Drake
right.
put together good songs?
There we go.
I don't know if I've ever heard a. I don't know. I've never like heard a Drake song. Like,
I hear you.
you know what I mean? Like I've heard Drake on other people's shit.
I hear
but
you.
he also. This is like one of the reasons I wish Tupac was here, and I'm not even a Tupac fan, but I wish Tupac was here because the transition that Drake made would not have been allowed in the 90s. Like, you saw this fucking dork, actor, fucking clown, like, you know there was no street, nothing, nowhere, and you've let him grow into somebody that's talking greasy on records, like,
I hear you.
where's the gatekeeper to stop shit like this? Like,
Okay, so you say Pac,
Yeah.
but okay, Pac didn't come from that street life.
nope.
He
And
was
somebody
ballerina and all
somebody
that shit.
should have flipped his card over too.
I hear you. I hear you.
Like,
But I mean, he got in plenty of shootouts with the cops. I think he had
yeah,
his
he
stripes.
did. I'm
mean,
just saying,
Whether
man.
he was
like,
faking or not, them bullets were real.
I'm not saying you can't rap if you ain't got a street background. Just don't talk street shit.
No
Right.
doubt. No
Like,
doubt.
I love Lil Dicky. There ain't a gangster bone in his body, and he know that shit.
Right? He's
But
right.
rap,
He's
though.
fucking
He can rap,
fantastic artist. Like, just talk about what you know. Like, there's no way a Drake could have.
I get you. I feel
know?
like I feel like he's definitely let some greasy shit go. You know what I'm saying? Some grimy lines go, but ultimately, I don't think that's his lane.
No, it's not his
You
lane.
know?
What I think my struggle with him is when I found out he doesn't write.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, I don't know if this has changed since then, because I know he caught a lot of flack for it, and
Yeah.
a lot of old heads like KRS-One and people were up in arms when they found out that this dude just shows up to the studio, the rhymes are written, and he just delivers them.
I hear you.
You
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, I talked
He's a performer.
I
He's
talked
not
to a guy who told me that he was Drake's ghostwriter way back, like when Drake was first hitting the scene. So I knew there was rumors about that, but I did not know it was like that.
I think he's pretty outspoken now. Like, I think he's even admitted it.
Then he like there's no respect he can have.
He's just a performer. He shows up and performs.
It's not even like worth talking about. Like, snatch his chain.
Took him
Like-
down a couple pegs.
Well, there you have it for Drake.
He's not even writing. No, man, you don't belong here.
Hey, I tried, my nigga. I tried. Hey, to me, Drake makes good songs. You know what I mean?
Hang on, Drake's calling in right now.
Oh shit! Texas nigga now. Nah.
That's crazy.
Moving on though. Ice Cube. Ice Cube right now is in a battle right now, trying to get the rights for his movie Friday.
I saw this.
So Ice Cube says he's never going to give up the fight to obtain the rights to his beloved movie Friday, but he won't go to court to get the job done. Cube has been pushing to get the rights back from Warner Brothers for years now, and it's been an uphill battle. Several original cast members like Tommy Lister Jr., Anthony Johnson has passed away. Cube has recently scoffed at the suggestion from Mike Tyson to just buy the rights back.
It is a little, it's a little wild. I think that back in those days, I guess, I'm trying to think, was that one of the first films he directed?
I felt like he wrote it and directed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
95.
So maybe, yeah, maybe the studio bankrolled it, and that's why they own the rights to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of those deals out there. I mean, it's probably not an uncommon practice in
at all.
Hollywood.
But shit, if them motherfuckers ain't trying to do nothing with it, like shit.
Right. At this point, I mean, they've gotten all their money out of it. I don't know what they really
Yeah,
tripping
yeah.
on.
Like, what the fuck? Friday's a
They,
classic.
they know he got that Friday number 5 about to come out.
Yeah, man.
They're like, now we hanging on to this franchise.
They done let Debo pass away. You know what I'm saying? Ezel done passed away. Motherfucking Bernie Mac done passed away. Nigga.
And Craig's dad.
Yeah,
Shit, John Witherspoon
Witherspoon's
done
out
passed
there, too.
away.
Yep, I was trying to think of his name.
Like, man, that shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
man.
You know, I just discovered the Boondocks this year.
That's
You know,
a beautiful thing, though.
I was just looking at
So
that.
good.
That's a beautiful
So
thing.
I had seen little bits and pieces of it, but I just started to dig into it the other day, and I looked on IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I was looking at the cast in there. Everybody has been on that fucking show.
Hell yeah.
Everybody.
And motherfucking OG Regina King does the voices for both of the boys.
That's awesome.
And that's why everybody's in on it, because everyone respects her so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, if she's doing something, everybody coming.
Right.
You know.
that's dope. Yeah, I gotta dig in a little more on that because I have not seen hardly any of it either. I mean, like I said, I caught pieces here and there, but now I was just looking at it the other day. That's funny you brought that up because I was like, oh, why didn't I ever watch this?
Yeah.
And I'm always into goofy cartoons like that. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Oh man, most of the shit I watch is animated though.
Yeah.
So just to go back to Friday, man, what's y'all's favorite Friday film out of all the Friday movies?
The third one for
The
me.
third one.
For me, it is. Yeah, Friday After Next was great.
The third one that's the Christmas one.
Yeah.
The Christmas, okay, yeah, that's just hilarious. What about you, Steve?
I don't know. You know, the first one, because I went and saw it at the theater in
Me
California,
too, dog.
and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And we were movie hopping. We paid to go see whatever it was, and we hopped over there and checked that one out. And yeah, it was dope.
Man,
It was
Friday was
dope.
dope, dog. I love that shit.
Yeah, I mean, Cube's a trendsetter. He has been ever since Boys. I mean, even before that, but definitely Boys in the Hood. You know what I mean? When I think that was
love
his
Ice
first.
Cube, dog. I love Ice Cube, man.
Yeah.
He's in my top 5 too. Shit.
Yup. I got to see him in Kansas City on the How the West Was Won tour with Dub C, Snoop, Ice Cube, Battle Cat was spinning, and I probably took 5,000 pictures. I had a photo pass, and it was at the what's their casino down there? Harris? I think it was at Harris Casino, and usually they only let you get in the photo pit, and they only let you take pictures for such and such amount of time, and then you got to clear out. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers didn't say shit, and so I was like, I'm just gonna keep clicking, and I had an SD card that was big for the time. You know what I mean? This was probably 2009, 2010, something like that, and I was just hammering this fucking camera, taking every picture that I could. You could probably rewatch the show in still images. I took so many fucking pictures, bro. It was wild.
That's hilarious, dog.
Yeah, they. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat Ice Cube. You know what I mean? One of the best to ever do it. And we talk about longevity, and I always credit Snoop with longevity, but I guess I forgot Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Like, he's kept himself so relevant in the game,
Even longer.
Yeah, and he was out there before Snoop. I can't believe I don't ever include him when I say that, because every time I think of somebody that's been relevant the longest in the game, I always go right to Snoop. But if you think about it, Ice Cube,
Snoopy's more famous though. Even though Cube is out there with the movies,
he stepped behind the
more
camera.
Famous though, man.
Yeah.
Like, you could go to fucking any country and show a picture of Snoop Dogg, and they gonna say something. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
Oh, we can say, yeah. That's the universal Snoop Dogg sign.
He's smoking. I got a VHS tape from him in Japan on tour. It's fucking the Smoke Fest tour, something from like, I don't know, 95. And he's out there, and they're filming it on like old school VHS tapes and stuff, and it's wild as hell, bro. They're just acting a fool and wilding out, drinking Beefeater and just smoking nonstop.
Man, yeah, fucking Snoop Dogg, he's that guy.
Hell yeah.
On 420, they got on 420. There was a meme talking about it's 420 Eve. I gotta make sure I leave my weed out for Snoop Dogg. That's just hilarious.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, let's move on. Midwest legend Twista reveals that he has a secret love for puppets. Okay.
It's different.
You know what I'm saying?
Different. You love him or you hate him, I guess.
He's the fastest rapper in the world, but did you know that he is also a dedicated ventriloquist?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Twista first took interest in ventriloquism and magic around the age 10, inspired by watching the 1978 thriller Magic Soon.
Huh.
I wish he could have magically made some people show up to the concert I threw with him.
What year was that?
I had him at Valor in 2011, 2012, something like that.
Took a loss.
Valor was way too big, bro. They had him at the Union in Iowa City, and it looked good. Had him at Valor, and it looked real empty up in there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, you know, Twista been to Des Moines probably like 2019 times, man, and I missed him about 2019 times.
You know, I shouldn't even be hating on him, because I don't think it was his fault. I didn't realize it when we booked him that they had set up a show. Somebody set up a show with him 6 or 8 months prior, and they sold a healthy number of tickets. But on the way here, something happened. They flipped the tour van, and somebody got killed. So they canceled the show, maybe the rest of the tour or whatever. And so I come along trying to push this show, going, hey, we got Twisted. I had DJ Ism spinning, and, you know what I mean? I was excited. I was like, dude, we're going to kill it. We're going to sell out Val Air, which was naive. I was young, whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think we were just coming off of him not showing up for the last show. People were like, I'm not buying a ticket. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so I shouldn't blame Twisted.
So this motherfucker's a ventriloquist. I'd like to see that.
That would be cool.
You know, he's a firearms instructor.
Yeah, that's dope too. I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Teaching all the youth and shit how to handle firearms and shit and
It's
be
like
aware and shit.
$400 and you can get your conceal and carry class from Twister.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Real
In
talk.
Chicago?
I
believe in
assume
Illinois.
somewhere.
Yeah. I think that's where he still lives at.
Them gun bars be real. He got
Right?
all the
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
He's
No
really
shit.
about it.
I love it, man.
I'm excited for this next one. I ain't heard the song yet.
Man.
You said Daz and Lil Easy?
Yeah, so they're saying Daz Dillinger and Lil Eazy-E have teamed up together for an album about to come out. They just recently dropped a single called 8 Ball Sippin'. Got a new album coming called The Legacy.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So that's throwback shit right there.
Hell yeah. Daz is a slept-on artist. I always thought he was pretty dope.
He's a slept-on producer, man.
For sure.
Yeah,
Get this man his roses.
Hell yeah.
Like, he's behind a lot of West Coast classics.
Well, and think about all the shit he absorbed just being in that studio. I mean, he's Snoop's cousin, so he was always there, I'm sure.
And he was Dr. Dre's first student.
So I mean, look at that. You got Warren G in that era. You got Dre. Everything going on at Death Row with DJ Quick. I mean, all the people he was around over those years. He's lucky he's still alive, but this man saw everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then Lil Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, rest in peace, Easy. Lil Eazy-E, he rapping and shit. And to team up with somebody like Daz, you know, from that era, man, like, shit. This project to me just reeks of nostalgia, and I like it.
Yeah.
Man, Easy was my favorite rapper and literally died on my 13th birthday.
No
Wow.
Yep.
shit. Damn.
Craziness.
Yeah. He had such a distinct voice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think it was in the movie, the Straight Outta Compton movie. It was the scene where they was in the studio and shit, and they said Eazy-E had to punch in his verse, did one line every single time for the whole verse.
Yeah.
Punch in one line.
Yeah.
Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. Stop.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Yeah.
Stop. I was like, oh, we ain't doing this shit.
For real.
You got me fucked up. Not one line every time. Like, oh no.
Engineer's
You gonna
nightmare.
have to do at least 2 or 4 lines, dog.
And here I'd be ashamed if I can't get through a 16
You know what I'm saying?
without one point. Nah, I can do it better. Run it back. You want to keep some? No, don't keep none of it. I get it in one shot. Just
And I gotta reiterate that to my artists too, man. It's not about doing the whole 16, man.
No.
Ultimately, it's about getting the clearest shit.
Yep.
Saying the rhyme the clearest, getting the
just
best
MC
quality.
pride.
You're right. And it's definitely in us. You know what I'm saying? It's the gladiator in us, but I gotta remind myself all the time. It's about getting the words out clear, and not just
I don't stress myself
one
out
take and Jake
over
it.
that no more.
You know.
It's a perfectionist in you, bro.
Man. But shit, that's dope, man.
You ever record with a one take motherfucker? Like
Yeah.
them people that just got it.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
is make me so jealous.
Yeah.
My shit be so complex, man. It'd be hard to just pop that off in one shot. Like you can get it like after it's been recorded and it's burned into your brain, but
No doubt.
you know, right in that stage to record it, my memory don't work like that.
Yeah, man, for real. Them motherfuckers just come up in there, just drop their shit, and be like, what else you need?
My man T Snow, the one that I just went down to Florida and went to the game with, we used to call that nigga Two Shot Tony, because he was in that Scar group with me.
Yes, sir.
And that nigga will go in the booth. I'm telling you, dog, 9 times out of 10, he gonna go in there, he gonna nail his first take, and he gonna do his ad libs, and he gonna walk right the fuck out with a perfect, crispy. We call him two-shot Tony. He literally go in there, two tracks. That's it. Verse, ad libs, and he's sitting back down out here with us again. Now go in there for 35 minutes and record your verse. Shit used to be frustrating as hell, dog.
Hell yeah, that's comedy as fuck. Shit, man. Styles P goes off on former artist J Hood. Shit, we gonna start that back. Fam, switch that up on me. Styles P goes off on former artist J Hood following Math Hoffa interview.
Oh, that's the same podcast. Oh, okay. My Expert Opinions. That's the name I was trying to think of earlier when we were talking about Omar Epps.
So apparently Styles P's not too happy with former D-Block rapper J Hood for claiming in a new interview that the Locks took over $35,000 from him.
Ooh, it's a big accusation to be thrown out there.
So y'all familiar with J Hood? Remember J Hood from the Locks? Yeah. He was a young motherfucker. He was a young gunner. He was a spitter, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Shit, I don't know. I guess he was on there saying the Locks owe him bread.
Yeah.
Styles P did a video, got it pretty amped up about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen that video.
No, I'm gonna have to find that.
I did not.
Yeah, but Styles is basically saying, you know, this shit's over 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck are you still talking about the Locks in interviews? You know what I'm saying?
You know, another unique story like that. Was it Pete Rock and Nas that did a record together? And Pete Rock has been saying he never got paid for it?
No, Pete, no.
Yeah. And I think they're saying that record goes back like 20-some years. And it was one of his biggest hits, one of Nas's biggest hits. And he's like, I never got my royalties off of, I can't even think of what the record was. But you know, Nas is like, talk to Sony or whoever owns the record. You know what I mean? Like I was a young kid, man. I didn't handle all that.
Right. Shit, man. According to J Hood, though, his house burned down, and he had to use $25,000 advance the Locks gave him to take care of the situation, along with his mother.
Damn. And then they came back on him, huh?
Shit, I don't even know. It's like, shit. I guess the whole situation came up. Math Hoffa brought up D-Block or some shit. But to me, it's like 20 years ago, motherfucker, like, you still talk about debts from then. Like,